My name is Warnock, and I am the author of the new book, Backyard Winter Gardening, for all climates and any season without any artificial heat or electricity, the way that it's been done for 2,000 years. Today's November 16th, 2013, and I've been getting a lot of email requests from people asking for more information about my geothermal greenhouse, so I thought I'd take you on a tour. Right now I'm showing you pictures of my cold frames. I have about 16 of them set out. It is 36 degrees right now, and it is snowing, and it's been snowing since last night. And this is my geothermal greenhouse. It was built onto this is my barn, and this is my geothermal greenhouse, and it was built onto the south side of my barn, mostly because, as I explain in my book, we didn't have to have so you can see the snow on the roof, we didn't have to have a building permit from the city as long as we added this to an existing structure. So I'm going to take you back here. This is a little bit of a mess inside the barn. This is my water collection tank, and if you listen carefully you can hear that the snow is melting into this barrel, which is then hand pumped with gravity feed. And then, I know you can't see this, but we're going in the door to the geothermal greenhouse. And now we're inside the greenhouse, where it is 50, what temperature is it? It's 52 degrees in here, according to this thermostat. I'm just going to give you a quick, not thermostat, thermometer. There is no artificial heat or electricity in here. This is what the greenhouse looks like. And this is the door we just came in. Above the door is the largest vent that I have in the greenhouse. It's closed right now. All year round it's just covered with that piece of plywood which lifts up and down. And I close it starting about mid-November, and it'll be opened again in probably February. That's the largest vent. And then I have this little vent over here which helps create a cross breeze, and that was permanently shut about 2 weeks ago for the winter. So just at the very, Halloween, I closed that vent. And then I have this window, and I closed that window a little more than a month ago. You can't see it because the tomatoes are in the way. So let me introduce you to what's in the greenhouse. These are the tomato plants that are these are the winter tomatoes that are just coming ripe. You can see, if you see carefully, there's a tomato there turning red, there's one there just turning orange, and we have lots of tomatoes in here. And if this was smell-o-vision, then you would be able to smell how wonderful. These tomatoes were planted from seed in about February, and it's now November, and they have been growing in here this whole time, and they just get to be large plants because during the summer it's 140 degrees in this greenhouse with all 3 of those vents open. So these plants don't flower in the summer because of the heat. I water them once a week and they just grow huge, and then when the weather finally cools down they flower and start producing tomatoes, and they produce tomatoes throughout the whole winter. And see, you can see they're just covered with flowers. So those are my tomatoes, and those are special winter varieties that you can read about at seedrenaissance.com, which is my seed website. Then I have some winter lettuces that I've just planted in here. I planted these 2 weeks ago. This is Caleb's Deep Winter, and this is Brown Gold Ring. And this is Winter Green Jewel Romaine. And this is North Pole. These, if you can see those, these are little onions that have just sprouted within the last week. These are the Green Mountain onions, which are available. Here's some carrots and some stevia. This is one of my stevia plants right there, which has been cut down and overwinters in the greenhouse. And this is another winter tomato, and then this is, with my winter tomato, is a baby orange tree, which is flowering right now, you can see. So I'm happy about that. And there's some purslane in here too. See if I can show you. There's purslane right there growing in here, and then lots of baby carrots. And then these are Pioneer pink eye beans that were planted about, oh gosh, a month ago, and doing very, very well. And these are albino beets with some volunteer peas right there. These are albino beets. And these are wonderful salad-eating greens. And these are Indian Woman yellow beans. I'm the only one that sells these. I sell all of these seeds at seedrenaissance.com. But these are Indian Woman yellow beans. Very early. The earliest I've trialed, oh my gosh, dozens and dozens of varieties of beans, and these are the earliest beans I've ever been able to find. This is Kyoja beet. Again, a wonderful salad green. All of these planted about a month ago. Peas in the back. Over here we have Chinese cabbage, michihili, really doing nicely. These are Scarlet Nantes carrots. They're doing very nicely. And then I've put some summer squash in here. There's some yellow summer squash. This is early yellow prolific summer squash, and there's some over there too, which you may not be able to see. And these are the winter fava beans. Right, this is a winter fava bean, and here's some Swiss chard. Right here and right here are some Swiss chard. So that's everything we have growing in here right now. I'm going to plant some, well, I have some stevia seed that's been planted that hasn't come up yet, and then also I will be planting some red orac in here very soon. These are the water barrels that hold the water year-round, right here. And remember this, the rock that you see is 4 feet below ground level. Where the plants are is actually equal to ground level. We've walked down 4 feet, and then these grates cover up holes that are another 4 feet deep. And this entire center space that you see here was dug out down 8 feet. And then we backfilled 4 feet with the rock that we dug out. And that rock allows the geothermal heat excuse me, to rise during the night to keep this from freezing. So we have a hole right there and a hole right there, and then this entire thing is dug out 8 feet and just backfilled with rock, and the heat comes up through the rock. So as you can see, and you know, it'll be like this all winter. It'll just be, all of these are cut and come again. Well, the beans are not cut and come again, but the peas we could eat right now for pea greens, and then they just keep growing back, and then we eat these leaves, and they will hopefully produce some bulbs as well, because I hope I got them in early enough before the winter solstice. The Chinese cabbage you just cut and come again, and the carrots you pull up when they're ready, the tomatoes you just harvest, and the lettuce you cut at ground level, and it's ready to eat. So there we go. There's a video of my geothermal greenhouse.